I made mistakes setting up this fishing kayak that cost me several $100s. Let me share what I did right and what I did wrong in this video. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, we cover kayak modifications, spin, and fly fishing. So poke that subscribe button so you don't miss anything.
Demo versus owning. That's the issue. You can go on a demo, get a feel for the kayak, but until you own it and set it up for the way you fish and where you fish, you can make a host of mistakes. And one of the mistakes I made cost me a couple $100, and I'll get to that in a minute. So what I want to do on this Jackson, and it can really be any kayak, but I bought the Jackson, let me take you from front to back and walk through how I set this up after using it for probably 100 hours to maximize my fishing experience. So let's jump into the front, and there we got to talk about the stand-up assist rope. I've got a video on the stand-up assist rope that I'll link up in the description, but the bottom line is you need one of these to help you get in and out of your kayak even if you don't intend to ever stand up and fish in it. So what I did is I made a loop attached to PVC because you need to be able to grip this, and I attach it to the front of my kayak with a carabiner. And I use the carabiner also to attach to my kayak cart, so it serves two purposes. So this is the first thing you need to add to your kayak. Let's get into the bow hatch and how I have it set up. The first thing I did is I bought a tray that would fit into the top. Hopefully your boat came with a tray, because you need a tray to be able to get in and out of the stuff you use all the time. Then down below you need to make sure it's got enough room to hold everything you don't want to access 100% of the time. The first thing I've got in mind is my dollar store fish bag, video in description. This works great, and I've stuffed redfish sized up to 25 inches in here with some ice packs, no problem. Then, to keep the stuff from sliding down in the hollows that run down the side of the kayak, I've got a dollar store laundry bag, and in that I've got my wet weather gear, a vest to make me more visible on the intercoastal, and a few other things, my spare rod and reel. Also in here, I've got my safety gear in this bag. So I had to make sure that this Jackson would fit all this stuff, and in the tray I've got my rag, you know, because it does get sweaty out there, spare radio, GPS, some things like that. What you put in here, I always put my lunch in here. What you put in here is really up to you, but make sure the bow hatch has enough room to hold all your stuff. Moving back, another important hack on a heavy kayak is getting additional leverage points when you're loading and unloading the boat. And so I created a simple PVC cord right here connected to a carabiner that I run through my scupper hole, and that allows me to reach back and grab in the front and then right here, and it's much easier to move the kayak. Here's my first mistake that cost me some money. My Jackson came with the Ramrod 2007 that you see right here, and I just assumed that it would be perfect for this kayak, so I bought another one. Waste of money, as you'll see in the other video that I link up below. But the bottom line is that it sits too low to the gunnel. Look how far back the butt of this rod sticks, and this is not a huge rod. It gets all in the way. So avoid this and go with the alternative that I eventually selected. So the solution I found that was best for me was to go with the Ram Tube Junior, because it has an elevated profile. My rod will fit in there. I can put it on either side and keep the reel on the outside of the kayak where it doesn't interfere with me on the inside, and the butt is away from my legs. I just find this one is a lot easier to use and much more convenient. So when you're in the store and you're checking out your kayak or you're evaluating rod holders, mount them to your model of kayak and see how they fit with a rod. Don't forget about part 2 and part 3. I'll link them up right here. Thanks for watching.